Prototype before you perfect, test before you invest. You've got an idea. Maybe it's an app, maybe it's a website, maybe it's just a new way you want customers to move through your business. And at some point, someone's going to ask you, a developer, a business partner, a mate, okay, what does it actually look like? And you either have an answer to that or you're waving your hands around describing something that only exists in your head. A digital prototype is how you get it out of your head. It's a clickable mock-up. It looks like the real thing. You can tap through it, but there's no code behind it, no developer, no build cost, just the idea made tangible. And you can build one yourself for free today. Why bother before you build? Here's the thing about getting something built, an app, a website, a booking system. The expensive part isn't the building. It's actually changing your mind halfway through. Every time you go back to a developer and say, actually, can we move this a bit or can we add a step here? That's money. It's costing you money because they've already built the thing you've asked for originally. A prototype is free to change. Drag a button, delete a screen, start again from scratch. It costs you nothing but time. The other thing, and this one's underrated, is showing it to actual humans before you build it. Your customers, friends who are your target market, anyone who'll give you 5 minutes. Because what makes sense in your head doesn't always make sense to someone else seeing it for the first time. It's better to find that out now than later. Here are some tools that are going to help you create a free digital prototype. 1, Figma. With Figma, there's a free version that you can run in your browser. No download needed. It's what actual designers use a lot of the time, which matters if you're eventually handing it to a developer. They'll already know how to work with it. There are heaps of templates, so you're not just staring at a blank canvas. This is where I'd point most people starting off. 2, Canva. If you're already using Canva for your socials or marketing, it has a basic prototype feature built in. You can link pages together so buttons actually navigate somewhere. It's not as powerful, but for a simple idea, it does the job. And you're using a product that you're already comfortable with. 3, Lovable. This one's a little bit different to the first two, and it's a relatively new product. With Lovable, you describe to it what you want to build in plain English, like you're texting someone, and it actually generates a working app for you. So it's less, here's a mock-up of my idea, and more, here's a version of my idea that actually functions. If your concept is app-based and you want to go a step beyond a clickable prototype, Lovable is worth playing with before you spend anything on a developer. There's a free tier to get started. Which one you use depends on what you're building and how far you want to take it. Simple website or flow, Canva if you're already there. Figma if you want something more polished. App idea that you actually want to test, use Lovable. Before you do any of that though, grab a piece of paper or your notes app, the back of a napkin, whatever it is. It genuinely doesn't matter. Write down every screen your idea needs. If it's an app, sketch out the home screen, the product page, the checkout confirmation. If you're doing a website prototype, sketch out the home page, services, contact, or booking pages. Don't worry about the design yet, because the trap we see often is that people might open Figma, start to move things around, and an hour later realizing you've designed 3 screens and have no idea how they connect to each other or what the user is actually trying to do. Creating a list takes you 5 minutes, and it saves you a lot of backtracking at the end. Let's look at building it in Figma. Open Figma, make a free account in a new design file. You'll land on a blank canvas. The first thing, pick a frame. Frame is just a screen. You've got presets, for example, an iPhone 14, desktop browser, tablet, pick whatever your idea lives on. Now build your first screen. Rectangles for buttons, real text if you've got it, placeholders if you don't. You're not trying to make something beautiful. You're trying to make something that people can understand. There's a component library on the left where you can grab pre-built navbars, buttons, input fields, and drag them straight in. Work through each screen on your list. Keep them simple. This is a draft, not a finished product. Connecting the screens. This is the bit that makes it feel real. Select a button on one of your screens. On the right side panel, click into the Prototype tab. Hit the little plus icon and drag the arrow across to whichever screen that button should go. Now do that for every button and link across your screens. Then hit the play button on the top right and Figma will open a preview. Now you can actually click through it like a user would, sharing it. Head to the top right and hit share. Set it to Anyone with the link can view. Copy the link. That's it. No download, no account needed on their end. Send it to whoever needs to see it. That might be potential customers saying, does this make sense to you? Would you use this? It might be sending to a developer you're getting a quote from. Instead of trying to explain what's in your head over an email, you're showing them. It might be a business partner or someone that you're pitching to. A real example. Let's say you're a personal trainer in Brisbane and you want an app where clients can book sessions, see their history and message you. Quotes for something like this can come back anywhere between $5,000 and $50,000 depending on who you are. So before you approach a developer, spend a few hours in Figma yourself. Check out how you want the booking flow to look or the home dashboard or the session history. Send the prototype link to 5 of your current clients. 2 of them come back and they say they'd never use the messaging feature. They just text you. So you cut it from the scope before a single line of code gets written. That prototype and simple testing with your clients potentially just saved you thousands of dollars and weeks of back and forth. Or you take the same idea into a program like Lovable. You describe what you want in a few sentences, and within minutes you've got something functional enough to actually put in front of those clients and watch them use it. Both approaches work. The point is you're testing before you're building. A few practical things. You don't need to aim for perfect. Ugly prototypes can still work. People can still give feedback on an ugly prototype. Use real copy where you can. Pages full of lorem ipsum can make it hard for people to tell you anything useful. Test it on the device it's meant for. If it's a mobile app prototype, open it on your phone, not your laptop. When you're sharing it to potential clients or people you want feedback from, give people one specific question. For example, does the booking flow make sense? An idea that only exists in your head is invisible to everyone else. A prototype makes it real enough to show someone, real enough to get actual feedback on, and real enough to get a proper quote for before you spend anything. You can use these free tools with a few hours of your time and get the idea out of your head.